It's been about 4 years since Marvel's Spider-Man was released exclusively on the PlayStation systems. Now, Spider-Man finally graces the rigs and towers of the PC ecosystem. Does Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered bring with it everything you'd want into a PC port?
Wow, that might be the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
Or are you better off leaving this remaster in Ravencroft Asylum?
Kinda anticlimactic, huh?
At first glance, let's look closer.
These are our impressions. Hey folks, if you enjoy these video impressions, be sure to hit that like, subscribe, notification button. It's 3 small clicks for you, but means the world to us. Let's get started. Insomniac Games has finally released Spider-Man for PC, and it comes with a long list of features that any PC enthusiast would be happy to have that aren't available on even systems like the PlayStation 5. The PC version features optimized graphics on a wide range of builds, including Nvidia DLSS and image enhancing via Nvidia DLAA, ray trace reflections and improved shadows, ultra-wide monitor support, full mouse and keyboard support, as well as Xbox and PlayStation controller options. While these additions will make any PC gamer full with glee, the specs for 4K 60fps with ray tracing on are still pretty high. Even my rig was barely under the recommended specs for full 4K 60 with ray tracing. While my rig could run the game at 4K 60 with ray tracing on, I was consistently getting 50 to 60 frames per second in most outside areas. I didn't want a variable frame rate for the review, so I knocked down my settings to 2K at ultra high with ray tracing, and I got a consistent 60 frames per second during my gameplay. My processor was just ever so below the minimum requirements for 4K 60 with ray tracing, so I believe that's the issue. The ray traced reflections look nice, especially in areas with pools of water, marble floors, and even windows throughout the city.
Spider-Man doesn't like effort. He wants everything to be easy, or he's not interested. Typical of his generation. You know what I blame? The internet.
It looks really impressive, and is probably the biggest thing any gamer will notice. Even at 2K resolution, I was getting buttery smooth 60 frames per second through the city at all times. The game simply looks gorgeous. You'll get lost web-slinging in the environments, looking at reflections and the sunset casting in the background.
I like the sound of that.
While all these features are great additions, it's not flawless. I had a few issues with cutscenes in the game graphically, but these were few and far between. Still worth mentioning though.
MJ? What are you doing here?
Same as you. Working. At least, I was.
Oh, I think this is yours.
Yeah, thanks.
I also had some issues with sound in multiple cutscenes, where the voices skipped, talked over each other, or just flat out lost audio dialogue altogether.
He's right. 5 years ago, you walked in here and told me you were inspired by my mission to help others. Now it's you who inspires me.
While these are issues I encountered, even as you're watching these impressions right now, there's a patch being updated and implemented on Steam. All in all, these were very minor issues, and didn't affect the overall enjoyment of the game. There's also a lot of gameplay and accessibility options for PC players, which is always a good thing to have.
I think we did it. Next step, neural interface.
It is nice that the PC remaster includes all the DLCs from the PlayStation versions, like the Heist, Turf Wars, and Silver Lining. However, it's quite disappointing it took 4 years to come to PC. And on top of that, Miles Morales, whom Insomniac and Sony have treated as a separate game, is not included or on offer. It's probably coming to PC soon, but we have to wait even longer, which is pretty lame.
Listen, jackass, I get threats like this twice a week. Why don't you grow a pair and tell me what you want?
It took so long to get this game off the PlayStation ecosystem. I'm really hoping we'll get Miles Morales on PC soon, and I'm hoping, however unlikely, for an Xbox release. Doubtful though, but a man can dream.
You serious?
Spider-Man Remastered hits PC on August 12th and retails at full price for $59.99, which is a tad jarring if I'm being honest. Even with the added features, you'll still need a really powerful rig to get the most out of the PC port, and a lot of gamers don't have $5,000 plus rigs to game on. If you have a PS4 Pro or a PS5 and already own Marvel's Spider-Man, it's hard to recommend to buy it a second time on PC. If you're a PC enthusiast, you're gonna pick it up no matter what anyone else says. However, if you've never played it and don't have a PS4 Pro or PS5 and a rig capable of handling this game, you certainly should check it out. Just be sure to look at the minimum requirements first, so you're not disappointed if you can't handle 4K 60 or ray tracing. For more impressions and everything else gaming related, you're already in the right place. You're on Shacknews.com.